Coming up on MilCyberSync, the Biden White House has released its outline of the nation's biggest threat, a departure from the 2018 report. Also ahead, federal law enforcement has this Middle Eastern nation in its crosshairs as a potential threat to the upcoming elections. Those stories and more, so get ready to get in sync with MilCyberSync.
You're watching the MilCyberSync podcast with Nick Thomas and Layla Gulen.
Hello and welcome to the MilCyberSync podcast, reporting on the latest events happening in cyber news. I'm Layla Gulen. Your host, Nick Thomas, has the day off. Well, just a reminder, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, click on that notification bell for our latest posts. Let's dive right in. The Biden administration has released the unclassified version of its national defense strategy with a focus on China as the larger threat compared to Russia. A 2018 national defense strategy marked a major shift for the Pentagon as it pivoted toward the challenge of great power competition against China and Russia after more than a decade of being focused on counterterrorism in the Middle East. The 2022 NDS doubles down on that framework, naming China as the pacing challenge for the department, with Russia ranked as an acute threat that is immediate and sharp. North Korea, Iran, and violent extremist organizations followed on the list of threats. The strategy focuses first on integrated deterrence and calls for the military to work within all domains, theaters, and spectrums of conflict. The second priority is campaigning and involves military actions and initiatives meant to advance the department's strategic priorities over time. Well, CISA has finally released its long-awaited performance goals aimed at setting baseline vital practices for critical infrastructure. The agency created the voluntary goals to be applied across all 16 critical infrastructure sectors, with a particular focus on the smaller organizations that lack the resources for a robust cybersecurity plan. The package released by CISA also includes a checklist to help cybersecurity workers track their progress and access resources from CISA on known exploits, incident reporting, and more. President Biden's April 2021 memorandum on industrial control cybersecurity called for the goals. The memo, directed by both CISA and the National Institute for Standards and Technology to develop baseline cybersecurity practices. The performance goals are expected to be used in concert with the NIST cybersecurity framework. Well, a new office is being established by the Pentagon aimed at bringing all the different efforts between the military services together under its currently disparate Joint All-Domain Command and Control effort. It's called the Acquisition Integration Interoperability Office, and its first task is to take a look at how JADC2 can integrate and talk across the department. The new office comes amid growing public pressure from some military officers for more high-level oversight for the sprawling effort. There is currently a JADC2 cross-functional team, but that is expected to phase itself out in coming years. It's essentially the military's attempt to ingest data from myriad sources, make sense of it, and get it to warfighters or battlefield commanders as quickly as possible. The Pentagon's Project Maven is hitting a bit of a roadblock following the failure of Congress to pass a full fiscal 2023 budget on time. The artificial intelligence tool is designed to process imagery and full motion video from drones and other surveillance assets and to detect potential threats. It's also meant to speed the use of AI across the military. The project got delayed in order for Congress to provide a level budget through mid-December and avert a shutdown. The extension provides lawmakers more time to reach an agreement on spending for fiscal 2023, which started October 1st. Well, Lockheed Martin is teaming with tech firm Red Hat to help equip small U.S. military platforms with advanced software designed to handle increased AI workloads. Lockheed will use the company's new solution called the Red Hat Device Edge. It allows for flexible deployment of traditional or containerized workloads on small devices such as robots, point of sale, public transport, and more. The tech was used in a recent demonstration on a Stalker unmanned aerial system, to demonstrate how AI-enhanced sensing can advance joint all-domain operations by adapting in real time to a threat environment. The device Edge is an enterprise-ready distribution of Microshift, a lightweight Kubernetes orchestration solution that can also reduce compute requirements by up to 50%. Well, before we go to break, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, click on that notification bell for our latest posts related to everything military, cyber, and cybersecurity. Also, if you'd like to donate to the MCPA, it's easy with Amazon Smile. If you click on the link below, you can start shopping, and a portion of your purchase goes to MCPA at no extra cost to you. Plus, we are proud to take part in the world's largest and most successful annual workplace charity, the Combined Federal Campaign. Our CFC code is 10386, and we, of course, appreciate your support. When we come back, named after the Roman god of forging and engineering, a program that will help developers streamline the process of updating software. We'll have that story more after the break, but first, please enjoy this message from one of our sponsors.
Today's network and security monitoring solutions are vulnerable to overload situations that lead to decreased visibility and undetected intrusions. Monitoring applications require hardware to keep up with real-time traffic analysis, making it complex and costly. Your security monitoring solutions may be unable to keep up during cyber attacks or traffic spikes, making intrusion more likely. A new approach is needed to increase network protection and visibility. Axellio simplifies and streamlines your network monitoring for critical security, network, and application analysis. Learn more at axellio.com.
Welcome back. Space Force is expected to have a developer selected for its Digital Bloodhound program by next June. During a two-day conference, speakers stated that a request for proposals will be issued in January and a single award will be granted under the One Acquisition for Single Integrated Services Small Business Contracting Vehicle run by the U.S. General Services Administration. The program is aimed at improving detection of cyber threats to space-ground systems and making modern warfighters safer, more connected, and more effective than ever before. A new program to develop a continuous integration and delivery solution is in the works, thanks to the Defense Information Systems Agency. The program is called Vulcan and will help spread DevSecOps software development principles and tools across the agency and potentially wider. Alex McFarland is the technical lead for Vulcan in DISA's Hosting and Compute Center. He describes Vulcan as similar to the software factories popping up across the Department of Defense, like the Air Force's Kessel Run and Platform One. Well, these have been instituted to specialize in scaling modern, agile software delivery across mission sets. Vulcan is named after the Roman god of forging and engineering and is expected to allow developers to continuously make small updates to software on a continuing basis rather than waiting for the expiration of an authority to operate to make a big, lengthy push for recertification. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has proven it is more vital than ever for better threat intelligence sharing between the U.S. government internally and with external organizations. Well, for instance, Cybercom relies heavily on the benefits from open source intelligence associated with cyber threats to national security. With midterm elections less than a month away, Cybercom officials have teamed up directly with members of the National Security Agency and FBI, as well as industry stakeholders, to boost information sharing pathways. Partnerships between the command and other federal agencies like the NSA, FBI, and Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency are also opening more doors for deeper information and threat intelligence sharing amid the unfolding war in Ukraine. Well, the FBI is sounding a warning that an Iranian hacking group accused of attempting to interfere in the 2020 presidential election could be at it again. The group is identified as Eminent Pasargad and has been using false flag campaigns under the guise of multiple personas to target Israeli organizations in recent years and carry out hack and leak operations. The group has used at least 2 hacktivist personas to post and leak stolen information dating back to 2020 when they gained access to confidential voter information from at least one state election website and sent threatening emails to voters in Florida and Alaska purporting to be from the right-wing Proud Boys group. Warning comes as Iran faces dramatic internal protests raging for more than a month after the death of Masha Amini, a woman who was detained by Iranian morality police over her public appearance. And finally today, before we say goodbye to Cybersecurity Awareness Month, soldiers and civilians representing the 780th Military Intelligence Brigade hosted their 5th hackathon event this week. The brigade partnered with the Anne Arundel County Public Library to host the STEM and cybersecurity event for teens. This event included a capture the flag competition as well as password cracking, open source intelligence tools, and basic development Python and Linux scripting stations. This was not a recruiting event, but rather an opportunity for soldiers and civilians to give back to the community and impart their passion for cyber. So soldiers and Army civilians looking for other volunteer opportunities should register on the Department of Defense Volunteer Management Information System dashboard. We'll put that link there on the screen and down below. Well, if you are in the car listening and would rather watch, be sure to check out us on our YouTube channel. Find us at Military Cyber Professionals Association or MilCyber.org for all our content related to all things military cyber and cybersecurity. And be sure to like and subscribe and click on that notification bell for our latest posts. Also, if you'd like to donate to the MCPA, there are 2 easy ways. The first is with Amazon Smile, and by clicking the link below, you can start shopping and a portion of your purchase will go to MCPA at no extra cost to you. The second way is through the combined federal campaign. Even $1 will greatly help our mission. Our CFC code is 10386. Thank you again for your support. And that's going to do it for us. We want to thank you for watching and listening. You're now in sync with MilCyberSync. We'll see you again next week.
This has been the MilCyberSync podcast, brought to you by the Military Cyber Professionals Association. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click on the notification bell for our latest posts.